Hey everyone, I'm making an early morning the coffee video for you guys. I know a lot of us are battling through an awful lot. I just I really want to shine the light on what I've been going through by speaking to you. I'm going to be going through my notes here, so excuse me if I turn to look at my screen here. I've been personally battling through a lot of things where these people are winning through an awful lot of battles where they just didn't think that my heart had capacity to actually make it capable with the Lord. And when I'm minutes in this fight where they've been hours and hours of my life, like in the fight, looking at your lifespan as a 12-hour clock. It's just they don't have the heart I have, and I don't think that they have the heart you have to make it through. And regardless of what they do with your physical body, your physical life, they're not going to get away with what they're doing. And I think you need to know that. So keep your prayers going up to the Lord. The Lord hears your prayers. The Lord literally counts all of your tears and names them. So he knows exactly what you've been going through. He knows the ins and outs of all of the injustices that circle your life. And sure, we're hoping that we can have some of that supernatural healing on this earth. But when these people have been taking into my life, and I believe into other people's lives as well, all that targeted harassment, sedation, manipulation, frequency manipulation, microwave energy. And they literally have patents on this stuff. So it's like they're not just, oh, we made patents, we're not doing anything. Oh, MK Ultra didn't exist. We don't know what you're talking about with that either. We stopped that a long time ago. And Operation Mockingbird and all these things that they did where they're literally poisoning and purposefully doing things to people that are just incredibly sick. Incredibly sick. So just know that their anger is only going to take them so far, where I believe the Lord will take over because they just don't have any fight in the battle. They don't have any real heart in the battle to win. And so they can go ahead and think that their ways are going to take them to superior levels and they're going to be all good, right? Poisoning their own little brother or poisoning their friend's life or poisoning someone's justice within the very injustice system that we all know we live under. But it doesn't take much to realize that that's what's really happening. So I'm personally speaking out because I do have a heart in the battle, and their purpose is to battle me in what they have placed in my life to have me face up with, instead of them facing up with what they're doing to force me in a battle that's controlled for their own use, while I'm just out here trying to protect myself and live in my own peace and do my own life and, grind and do my own thing. They're not in that same grind. They literally forced me into predicament after predicament without seeing that they're legit making a warrior out of me, even to get to where I'm at, fighting homelessness 20 plus years on and off, most part on, as far as that's concerned. But when they're doing these things to you and they're placing you in these really hard pressed ways, you're gonna have to figure out what to do, right? So I was legit like working non freaking stop and through poisoning, like legit like biological warfare, poisoning me while I'm forced into homelessness and forced into these positions and forced into the courts and forced into this place or that place or forced into just ridiculous systematic bullshit when you really think about it, because I was a poisoned up victim not knowing what I'm actually faced up with at the time, but I'm also fighting through being on probation that wouldn't exist, or having to go to anger management where my anger management teacher would just tell me like, I don't even know why you were here. It just, out of everyone I've ever seen, I don't get it. I don't get it at all. You're like one of the nicest people I've ever met. You don't belong here. So, and mind you, I've gotten many other compliments in this kind of way from uh, sheriffs, police officers, uh, just other people within the system that are just like battling to think like, why, why, just why? Like it doesn't even make sense. Like you're literally grinding to take yourself out of a situation that you don't even know for yourself to even use your vocabulary to say what's going on in your life, because that's what the poison did to me anyways. It literally blocked me from being able to not only use my mind but speak my mind. So they were literally stealing my sense of self away and my free will and all that kind of stuff. So I'm a little bit enraged about it, if you can imagine. It's been all of my life, though, too. I mean, since I was a baby, that I've been being poisoned. And all the experiences revolving around these people was like a revolving door to continue what they had been doing inside of my life. So, obviously, to the people who have never had any kind of experience like I've had in my life, it sounds bad shit. And so, I'm just going to purpose this video in order for people to really understand it, because legit, I'm just out here to protect my peace and live my own life. And so that's the only reason I'm in this position, because of their own games, because they love the control that they have. So they're used to getting results by fucking up my life. So while I'm out here speaking my piece and fucking them up consciously on the conscious level, they really don't wield any power. Even if they think they do, or they're like, oh, I'm hoity-toity in this world, I can do whatever I want to people's lives, I can work within the justice system and like really create injustice for this man, for their whole like synagogue of evil Baal crap, or whatever they want to do with their lives. They can go ahead and think that they're so superior. They're not. So that's why I'm out here really, truly, honestly fucking them up with my content. Because, and excuse my French, but they aren't all conscious at all with the power that they think that they wield. Because they are used to getting the results that they're looking for within a very structured abuse in my life to make it really easy, especially when I'm like 5 years old, to push me around. You dig? And so that they're used to getting the results of their abuse, I'm literally the only one out here with the heart in the battle, where they don't have heart. They have concerned efforts. They have, oh no, that type of feel about what they've been doing to me. And so obviously they don't want me to be reaching out to the natural public in any kind of fashion to see if I can't find some representation and some real help. No, it doesn't suit them. So that's why they're legit trying to perform the identity theft to get me to lose my stuff for the 5th time in my life and then circle back so that they can get the rest of the information that they need to hack me up and steal legitimately everything that I've been putting online so that they can leave their fake imitated versions of me up where they're utilizing AI and they don't have any real story for themselves. They just have to fucking make a mockery out of me, right? So they legit don't have any heart in the battle. Because when you're talking about my life, my consciousness, my mind, my love life, my work life, my everything in life, just to weaponize it and poison me up blind, I'm legit like the 0.01% that lived through it. To be able to tell my experiences before they legitimately worked up a scene to expect me to die many times over now. So I'm doing these things to keep control over my own life, and they make themselves look as successful as they can make themselves look and paint themselves all up as hoity-toity, but they aren't. And they aren't who is going to be supplying to others with real hearts and real minds to think for themselves as far as who they're supplying that kind of truth to, because that truth is nothing but a lie. And those who see with spiritual eyes and hear with spiritual ears regarding me and my life story, along with other people's out here who are being targeted to relentless fucktard ends that these people want to take things to, these people are going to see these other people for exactly who they are. And it doesn't matter if it's in this life or when God answers all of our questions when we die. They're going to be seen for exactly what they've done. So they've been using their own instigation around me to create this warfare over me, and they've been wrong with their intents when they are working about my life in this fashion. So when they aren't living in any kind of guilt or having any kind of remorse for their abilities to push me around and control my life, which was meaning to be from jump to the gravedigger, but they themselves don't want to do any kind of work on themselves, whereas other people do. And other people didn't deserve to be just treated like trash. So these people legitimately have trashy hearts, while you and I, we got heart in the game that they just don't have. So that's why they gotta play up with this artificial intelligence, stealing your face, name, and image, and making you say, cut up your work to make you say the exact opposite of what you would otherwise say, and all that kind of garbage. It's because artificial is what it means. It's artificial. It's artificial. It's not real consciousness. It's not real intelligence. And mind you, it's pretty fucking dumb if you ask me. But that's what artificial intelligence represents, is all I'm saying, is it represents the evil because it's artificial. The only true intelligence that someone can get and the true heart in the game is directly from the Lord. And that is not artificial. That's real intelligence. So these people want to steal away from my person, and even weaponize my love life so that they can make me out to be whoever they need to paint me up as, while they paint themselves up as hoity-toity and act all superior as far as who they are. So maybe they have some nice things and blah blah blah, but they don't have nice things internally when they themselves look in the mirror. And that's what Jesus gave us. And so I believe it's very important for us to speak up for Jesus and to speak up about the Gospels, literally forgetting all the rest of the things that are literally taking us off of the power that we have, because Jesus Christ gave his authority over onto us. It's legit. Like, the war that we face has already been won by him being put upon that cross. He took all of our sins. So long as we share in the fact of wanting to repent and represent Jesus Christ, so that when you ask and it shall be given and all of these things, it doesn't matter if it happens in this life or it happens in heaven. You dig? Because granted, we want things to happen in this life, but sometimes God's got a different plan. This is God's war, and God's already won the war. And that's the thing that they can't handle. They want to strip you away from a soul level type of idealistic way, or idealism, or however you want to look at it. They think it's so idealistic to rip people away from their lives. So much so that they want to like plan and create this warfare over people that love them. So this stuff can hurt. This stuff can be like the worst type of betrayals that anyone could experience, which it was for myself. So when they don't want to do any work on themselves and they need to do some of their own heart's work and work on their own hearts and stop trying to strip people of their lives, it's because they're choosing that wrong path, and we've been battling them for years on end. So that we were battling them for years on end, and just personally I wasn't able to see them for who they truly were, for multiple different reasons I'm sure you can imagine. But they've been manipulating my life for a long time, and they've been getting away with pushing me around in this way. So when they're trying to manipulate and push me in these ways, then when I'm just out here minding my own business the whole time, and they've been doing all these things to keep their affairs underneath the rug, their gaslighting, manipulation, all underneath the rug, while keeping me and my life on pause, or your own lives on pause with these crimes against targets, I've been able to see it for what it is, at least in discovery, but not seeing them for a long time. And so I'm like in this covert warfare, literally like Stockholm syndrome, trusting the people that are doing it to me to go back to them and asking them for help that they never had the intention of managing to try and give me. The only thing that they wanted to do is create a problem just to go and sort itself out. Like, shrug me off, push me off, do whatever that they could to make my insides hurt on multiple different levels, with them thinking, legitimately thinking, that it was to create a suicidality that was just going to go and sort itself out. Well, I'm not suicidal. And I realized real quick in the game that whoever they were, wanted me dead. And I couldn't see these people for who they were, even being super duper close to me, because of how poisoned up I was. And now that I'm, it took like 8 months to a year to like get away from these people physically, And in that time, like literally that first 6 months of me like not accepting anything from them to make sure I wasn't going to be being poisoned was literally the effort I needed to be able to see these things for what they were and have 1,025 memories come back to me and another 486. You know what I mean? Just memories upon memories that legitimately at times I would have to pull over on the side of the highway to get out of the car and cry and puke and cry and puke on the side of the road. So it was very just awful, heartsick, just completely heartsick with what they've done to leave me completely manipulated, washed out of my mind, controlled, sedated, also that they could work to continuously hack me, push me around, as if I deserved that type of business the whole time. I didn't, and no one does. So they want to play Christian even, right? They want to play and act like they're Christians and shove gospels in your face, pretending to be good Christians, when they're just literally gaslighting you with gospels, trying to get you to not speak, trying to get you to not grind to the level that you deserve to grind at. And with the ways that they portray, they pretend as if you don't have the right to fight for your origination in Jesus Christ's holy name, when you absolutely do. And the reason that you do is because the devil didn't make you. These people didn't have right to do what they did to you. With whatever demons that they're running with, you have the right to fight for Jesus Christ's originality in you. Especially when these people are willing to use directed energy weapons. Just a whole mess of concerning effort into staking claims at your life as if you don't have the right to live your own life free and clear from the abuses that you're being met up with. So, fight for the light of Jesus Christ inside of your holy and precious name, that and your body and mind that you absolutely have the right to, and grind for that. Because these people manipulated me for so long, and they put my whole life on hold through their affairs that they've been taking inside of my life, where I wasn't able to see it for what it was, and it's been very harsh within my own personal life. So I imagine even if these kind of things start at a person being 22 or 17 or 11, whatever it is, these things are really super difficult. So they took assertion over my whole life and acted as though they were there to help me out at times. Just as I'm assessing the situation on their many instances that have happened in my life. So it's not just a one time of them manipulating me and pushing me around and poisoning me and hacking me and hijacking my life and playing about these affairs and gaslighting me and working to emotionally and financially just drain me and deplete me. These things were patterns created where my life was placed around these people that would do these things at all times. And anytime I was trying to get away without knowing and trying to find a person in my life that could love me for me, the dance contest winner, So they ain't gonna outdance me. As far as that's concerned. I'm totally kidding. I'm not really a dancer. I'm a drummer, but I've always wanted to learn how to dance. I just didn't want to dance like this. I didn't want to do a dance around these demons wanting to completely remove me from life so that my truth could go into the underground and under the dirt 6 feet under, along with my body and my never having an availability of living my life without abuse. So that's why they're trying to remove me, and they aren't really being nice, as you can imagine. They're literally being sick and evil to like hardcore levels. Like this should really hit home. So that they're trying to get rid of the truth that I am and the truth that I carry, like, fuck it, basically. Fuck this whole kid's life up. They're really moving in ways that is like working with witchcraft and witches, like trying to like do like voodoo, black magic and dark magic rituals and like I don't know, whatever. It's really weird, but it's kind of what it resembles. They want to mess up your conscious levels, so they poison you. They want to hack you and perform in ways over your own emotional love life. So they want to work up to create the affairs specifically to hurt you bad enough to then think to themselves, this ought to work. This ought to get him down so bad that he just goes and washes himself down the drain. Well, it's a whole nother thing when they've like legitimately made me into a spiritual warrior. Because as far as these people go, I would way rather be in my position than where they are. And as far as that's concerned, it's my conscience and my consciousness that they know full well what they've been doing inside of my life. So when they haven't been hit nearly as hard as how they were willing to hit me all along, and I'm talking about from being a little baby with my bitch ass father, from me being a young child with my bitch ass brothers doing what they were doing to me, from being, having to grow up that way and just being like what do you say? What is the words that you can use when you're 5 years old in that position, man? You don't have any. Even if you weren't poisoned, you just wouldn't have had any. So that they've never had to deal with the bullshit that they do, they have no idea what type of spiritual warrior that you were brazen into. They have no idea the prayers that you've made, even in unconscious levels, where you would be down to the ground praying for 20 minutes and forgetting that you're even praying to forget what just happened. Poison. And that roller coaster all over your life. Up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Trying to figure it out. This is covertly happening to me. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm just hoping that I can get some extra eyes on me, I would even say to the very people who I thought I could trust. That I couldn't have. That if I knew the truth, wouldn't have. And if I knew that these things were going to happen to me this way, I would have been booking for my life. Because now that I'm getting back up and my ability to utilize my vocabulary, and I'm getting back up with my ability to articulate it, it turns out that those are the videos that they like to troll the most. To make it seem like, oh, well, how many times did this happen, buddy? How many times did you... from the guy that tried to poison you up your whole life suggests to me that it happened a dozen times. Like, dude, these people are literally dumb. They're dumber than their balls might. I don't know. I don't even know if they got any. So, whatever. They got no literal heart in the game. None at all. They can't even have a fucking podunky conversation with me about how they tried to murder my life. Just to run up around and act like I'm just not telling the truth and I'm just all out of sorts, right? How about get back up and fight me with your words, G, instead of trying to utilize the very already much gamed up system that's very spelt out in the Bible itself, that we're not against flesh and blood, but against these rulers and principalities, the authorities, and the rulers of this dark, freaking, messed up, conglomerate, degenerate world. Sorry to add a little bit of oomph into that, but it's the truth. If the shit that they do, I'm the one that has heart in the battle, and these targets are the ones that have heart in the battle. So, literally know that that authority is in Jesus Christ's holy and precious name, because he died on the cross to save us of our sins, and that's exactly why they want to erase Christianity and Christians. They want to literally do this cleansing of the world and be like, oh, well, now we'll just get chips in our head and we're going to be all A-okay. Oh, all hoity-toity, like, dumb fucks. Like, literal numbskulls. Like, sure, they might have gotten me sedated for a long time. But they didn't take my heart out of no part of the game. So they basically put me in fight or flight mode all of my life, locked me into the fight position of both of those, never being able to actually flight. And when I was on flight, it was because I had no choice. Because I didn't always remember certain things, like 1,000 things, like being homeless, grinding, working my ass off, being driven there by none other than Jesse Lee, who was part of this whole fucking game of manipulating my life, flop into the ground, thinking for, oh, maybe a half hour or 2 hours, like, oh, I'm going to remember this, I'm going to remember this, I'm going to remember this. Did I remember? No. Did I need to remember? Fucking right I did. Not so that I could fight these people, but that I could know to get away from them a whole lot sooner than when I actually was able to, physically. And then he's literally 2 blocks away from me now because I still trusted the dumb motherfucker moving out here. You kidding me? I would have fucking moved like 86 times in the opposite direction of this motherfucker if I would have had all of the truths at all the points and places in my life from, like, meeting him. Fuck that motherfucker. I tell you to leave me the fuck be, you leave me the fuck be. When I'm telling a person I'm done with you, I am done with you. That doesn't mean, oh, continue to hack me, continue to gaslight me, continue to come up into my own house with your proxy made lover for me that's supposed to get me to go fucking myself off. Like, fuck you, G. You have no fucking right doing what you did to me. You have no fucking right being in my life doing what you were doing to me. And the fuck, you know it, dude. These people know it. So again, excuse my French. I'm a little rattled. They locked me into this for so fucking long in my life. So this is my time for redemption because they've gotten away with this 1,000 times already, and I'm not gonna go along with their fucking plans to get away with it 1,001. Even if it takes me to the 1,002nd time, I finally see it for what it is, and I've had a light heart. I've been doing my own heart's warrior work with my heart for the same bullshit that they've been pleading upon my life to be able to outrule my life, to overrule my own life, to overrule my own mind, to overrule me biologically creating this warfare, leaving me without my own self and sense of self and my free will, for crying out loud. That's what these poisons do to a person, and so because I wanted to live outside of that abuse of being poisoned up for once in my entire fucking reality, these people want to take advantage of the situation as cops and not do a fucking thing for me as far as any one of the fucking crimes against me, but be a complete bitch ass motherfucking officer wearing a badge, utilizing what they know is the identity theft in my life to make my life worse. Oh, good job being a complete cluck, you fucking clown. So I need to stick up for myself and protect myself, where I'm just trying to live inside of my own ability now, to coming out of a long-standing poisoning, coming out of this long-standing of abuse, coming outside of this place that they led me into by proxy warfare to continue taking advantage of my mind made stupid, to push me around and level me out and leave me in basic whiplash in my life all throughout my life. And so I've had to find that middle ground for myself, where I couldn't have found the ability to use my aggression besides to channel it with the Lord and use that time, energy, and purpose for all of that aggression. So that's what you're seeing here. Because you can't tell me that people in normal circumstances with even like a 25% of what I've dealt with don't do things. And I'm legitimately not for people taking the law into their own hands, but I'm also not for the law not doing what the law is supposed to do. You dig? So my aggression against this abuse is large. These people have literally channeled every concerted effort to take me down full scopes of me being blindsided and reaching out for people's help to just me out before getting out of the abuse enough to like just try and fight for my fucking life, fight for my heartbeat, fight for my everything. And if they don't want to, they don't even want to consider that like warfare. Well, what the fuck would you consider warfare? Like, how is that not physical warfare to poison me up my whole life? Dick? Are you a cop or are you a dick? Are you a fucking concerned person with the Lord and Jesus Christ, or do you go fucking run with the synagogues of satanic bullshit out here? That's what really fucking matters. Has nothing to do with your badge or your honor as being a podunky police officer working for a shit law, doing shit fucking things to people. If you do a good job at being a good person, be a good person. But if you can't do that, then you shouldn't be thinking of yourselves as honorable people. You should think of yourselves as running around with the whole clown show. Just my take on the situation. I'm sure it's pretty close to others' takes as well. So, now that you've obviously seen my aggression in the channel, I want you to know that I'm legit trying to channel that energy right. it's a lot of aggression and a lot of rage that people can leave you in. And so, for the heart's work that I've been committing myself to, it's to literally figure out how to stop those kind of abuses, as well as stop the abused victims from doing dumb shit. And so they want to suggest me like, oh, I'm gonna swing my cup a certain way and coming out of long-standing poisoning as the crime. I'm not supposed to be pissed about anything that these people did. Oh, where's the grave you got for me, Doug? Can I go just roll myself up in there and fucking get buried in there? That's legitimately what they fucking want. It's legitimately what they fucking need, so that they can save their faces. So anyway, I'm trying to live my own life. So I want to take the power back for myself, and I would like to be able to work my own network to take power back for other people who are living through some god awful things. But people can suggest that they have the right to stalk me, hack me, work to identity theft me, steal my life away from me, basically in ways that was to be completing my life within it to cover up for their own crimes against me. But these people, they need my truth to die right along with me. And so they're getting away with an awful lot. They've gotten away with an awful lot. So I'm just purposefully out here just trying not to let it happen anymore. With my speeches, with my music, with my lyrics, with everything that I've been doing. Because you know what, in all honesty, I liked to write about love and devotion, but I never thought about taking it out here to doing anything with it and fighting through these god awful feelings is really hard to just write on love and devotion. And in all honesty, I just really wanted to take that love and devotion that I had into my drums, because I liked to hit the drums, and that's where my anger would go. So that's where I was channeling it, suggesting to channel it right and channel that energy right, because everything that you're living through, or everything that you could be living through, is completely then utilizing whatever they can to steal your identity away from you, to then enhance the internet with artificial intelligence and literally use your story, much like Charlie Kirk's, to like make money off of his life. And that's legit what it is right now. What you're seeing all over about Charlie Kirk is legitimately them just bubble wrapping a bunch of content and making a bunch of money on their own crime. And I'm sure they could make a movie out of it. And, you know, by all means, these satanic clucks like to do a whole lot of bullshit with life and just make money off of the backs of the brews that they create. So that's kind of how the satanic world likes to operate. They don't have any they don't have any ideas for themselves. So then instead of like being on set, they're like literally taking the set into the real world, into the actual world. And that's why everything is just so fucking fake out here. It's incredible. So because they've been working this way this whole time, I'm just trying to make it not be allowed to happen anymore. That's why I'm speaking out about their bullshit, because of what they've been doing to me is finally backfiring against them, because they can go ahead and pretend like it's not, but they have to deal with their hearts and souls on the soul level with how they play these games and using this mental warfare to place my whole life in check, or which was designed to like just check me off. So now that I see them for who they are, I'm just putting them back in check. So hopefully other people don't have to go through all the same bullshit that I've had to go through. I think that I have a whole lot of experience to teach on these matters, and I believe that I personally could help out a whole lot of people that legitimately get pushed into situations where they are much like the chant. There's places inside of the world, but there was a recent one, a pretty fairly recent one, where I think these guys were dealing with like maybe 3 to 10% of what I was dealing with within their love life and their little love triangle that they had with a best friend cheating on, or a girl being with the guy cheating on him with his best friend, and they worked together and it was just a mess, and then people just ended up dead. And I personally would like to get in the way of that, because not one of those men deserved to go down, and that girl shouldn't have been doing what she did, and that friend shouldn't have been doing what he was doing with another man's partner, and yada yada. But feelings get escalated pretty quickly, don't they? Where there's like another article that I read where a cop literally walked into his place early, found, I think it was his friend with his own wife, and yeah, bullets got fired. And so you're talking about cops then dealing with like what, 2% of what I've had to go through in my life? Did he get liquidated for his crime, or like uh did anything happen there? I don't remember reading what happened, but it's just a concerning thing. That's all. And it's a very in my case it was a very concerted effort in making my life a living hell in that fashion, to take my life down full scopes so that these people can get away with their podunky crimes against me. So I'm not okay with it. I've had to be forced to being a warrior, fighting hardship after hardship. And when I was being poisoned, and being poisoned literally sick as fuck, living in a homeless shelter, trying to work my ass off, and I mean in like 18 hours at times, straight, to like run around circles around my life while I'm just sitting out here just trying to like live my life and live in my own peace, and these people are working around in circles around me, specifically knowing for themselves that I have been wanting to speak out. So when they left me on that ground, I did. I told myself I'm going to make it to a place to speak out about this, because this is just fucked up. And that was, what, 7 years ago? Constantly fighting since then the same type of warfare. And now I'm still in it. And I'll probably, if nothing happens, I will lose everything and have the most debt in my whole entire fucking life. And I have no idea how I'm gonna even live through it. I don't even know if I'm gonna be alive to see the court date, and these fucking clown people don't care. In the medical industry, in the fucking police force, in the system, and my family, some of them, and then just who cares about anything anymore? We're all supposed to be like Jesus, mirroring each other in good ways, not like, oh, I can see your reflection. Gee, I know what you've been doing now that I can finally consciously put what you've all been doing to me in my brain and speak it, where before I couldn't. Not even a percentage of all that. That's how poisoned up that these people had me. So, now that I'm speaking out, I'm not going to fear their control tactics to try and take me out any longer, because I've been living through what they've been doing to me, right? They've been trying to manipulate me through their own dark craft and their own dark work, and doing all of this dark shit. All about and over the light. That I was doing the light work long before I was forced into that type of heart's work, that I call it. Because it's literally, from time to time, you're literally like thrown into the flames, and I think it's time for them to get what's coming to them. It's not fair for them to take me down full scopes against me and try to level me out completely clean out of my own life, when I'm not on all that greasy bullshit that they're on. I'm not on that level. I'm on a real timeline of my own, or my own grind is to better my life and figure out a way to better other people's lives with the tunes that I've had to live through and the tunes that I've been seeing people out here being leveled out completely unable to live their own organic, natural lives, homelessness or not. The things that these people do is really wretched. And they're putting people through horrible warfare. It's because these people were used to bamboozling me the whole time. So they just thought this was going to be an easy game, manipulating me right inside of the warfare to use my own life basically against me, my own love life, my own friend's life, whatever they could within proxy to just get rid of me, so that my dad didn't have to face another moment of his fucking justice coming his way on this earth. These people all just want to wait for their justice to come from God. And I just don't think it's fair, and I don't think it's right, and I think that people should literally pray within the authority of Jesus Christ's holy and precious name within their prayers to end this kind of abuse. End it. Believe, literally the Lord said, believe and have faith in me and trust in the Lord, and ask and it shall be added unto you. So that's faith. It's literally just pray with faith. And what you pray for in Jesus' name, you say amen, and you believe with all of your heart. And you have faith. And you don't give up on that faith. You stand all of the tests of time that these people are trying to manipulate you right inside of the warfare that they're trying to place you in. Because you've got heart in the game where they don't have heart. They want to determine your life where you literally would like to see them repent and turn from their sins, while they're just out to paint you up in your life in any which way that helps support their own superiority complex, when you legitimately just want to walk out of all that sabotage. Just walk it out. And be working on yourself where they don't want you to work on anything of yourself. You want these people to work on themselves. Not show no remorse, no shame, no anything for the facts that they've been placing you into. So I've felt the 1001 places that they poisoned me up, and after getting away from them finally, after what these sickos have done to me, I'm out here to teach them a lesson no matter how long it takes, because they tried to kill me, and I'm out here to teach them a lesson, even if I have 5 minutes left to live after teaching them that lesson, because fuck that and fuck them for doing what they've done to me. They can think that they can just run around here and play with lives and play with people's consciousness about their own goals and about their own love lives and about their own work lives, and totally fuck with people's lives. So I'm not okay with it. I'm out to expose their corruption. I'm out to slap them with their own fucking energy in whichever way that I fucking can, because they're just bitches. They don't have any heart in the game. They aren't fucking warriors, no matter how the fuck they want to play about. No matter how much power they want to wield, they're a bunch of bitches. They are. Excuse my French, but it's time to slap these people with their own energy when it's literally 40 years of crime. 40 plus years of crime against me. And crime against targets. So, what I'm suggesting there is that there is a time for this anger, and I think that this is a time for that anger. There is a time for warfare. It's just channel your warfare correctly here. Because all their corruption, all their bullshit that they're doing, they're just trying to play you small and play you to keep you small within areas where they're not even willing to have a fucking simpleton conversation about how they've been murdering me, killing my every last little part of a life, to think that they're running this good game over my life. So I'm here to teach them that lesson back, because my life won't ever be what it could have been without them doing what they've done to me. And so I don't care if I have to push until my very last breath. I don't care. Because the fact of the matter is that they literally had people paid or bribed or however they got people within their syndicate to work this shit show. But it's a shit show. And it's internally affected our justice system where it's corrupt as fuck and it's affecting people's lives and their livelihood and their ability to grind and become whole, made whole. And you have the right to feel that you should be made whole from these type of crimes against you. And if the system literally can't side with that fact, then who can? Because these people are supposed to be able to help guide you, help establish justice, not rip justice away from people that deserve it while giving the free reign of terror and have these murderers run around scot free. It's not the reason for the legal system. So they can play about it however they want to, but these people that literally did this to me in my life, they were literally killing their own guiding light. Someone that has gifts and talents that's given to them by the Lord should be utilized correctly and used as a tool correctly, not as a tool of like, there's two ways that you can make that sound, but no one should be used as a tool in a negative way. But if a person can be used in a tool in a positive way to help not only themselves but that person, then use that person's tools for positivity, but not this. Allowing people to know no part of their lives, no blessing in their life, their own guiding light that we're supposed to be able to grind together, not be drafted into a whole heartless warfare and drawn further apart from each other, as there is no blessing that can come from that. There is no gain. Literally ruining somebody's life, if you can feel gain from that and superiority and you have that superiority complex, you're literally a shitty fucking person. And I don't care how it sounds, because you need to fucking push people down to feel better about yourself. You're a fucking shit person. So I understand the concept because of how my family dynamic was growing up, but I was always on the side of I don't want to be anything like that, G. And I need to know how you want to move. Because if you're not going to be forthright and forthcoming with me, with your intentions towards me could be completely disastrous. And then they were. Lo and behold, for a long fucking time. And so they might get others to believe that they're so super blessed, and they might feel like they can be all goody two shoes, watching their own even get their lives torn to shreds, like my father, like he's ever fucking done anything for his fucking family at all, or his own spirit and soul, or anyone fucking at all, like doing what he's done. Go ahead, prop that guy up as a good man. He's not a good man. What he's done to his own family is completely ridiculous, it's hideous, and it's the worst type of crimes and sins that you could do. And especially to your own fucking family, your own children. Like, oh, any cluck wants to go side with that fucker, go ahead. Y'all are dirty. So go fulfill yourselves in whatever way that you want to, because the work that I'm trying to come out here with, I hope by the double of the video level I have out here, I hope that by the time I get there, if I get there, I hope that scene and that worldwide block party just crushes your heart's hard fucking core with what you've done to people in their lives. 'Cause you do. You deserve to get literal millions and millions of songs within the lyrical value that's literally stomping your actions into the fucking dirt. The dirt that you wanted to put your own family in, for crying out loud. And regardless if it's not by blood, it's your human family. And this is how you want to treat people? Simply because they believe in Jesus? Literally. Where we're supposed to be able to be that mirror for each other, so you expect that God isn't going to give us discernment to know and be able to see exactly what's happening here? Well, He is. We can see all of your dirty work when we're doing hard work and the light work that's inside of the Bible, the literal Gospels that's found within the King James Version. And if people don't want to see that for what it is, when the Bibles have been literally being changed up so that these Zondervans and like they want to play Milton Bradley like Monopoly over freaking religion. Like it says right in there that division is bad. It's about multiplication, not division and subtraction. But turns out that we have a bunch of people against each other who literally think that they're in the body of Christ. But we can see it for what it is. If they don't want to see it for what it is, they don't have to. But when people are being poisoned up and positioned in their lives in some of the dirtiest dirt ways that these people wanted us in, we're gonna have to point back that ability to wield within Jesus Christ's name in our prayers to get on point for one another and to be on the same page, just as the Bible suggests. Get on the same page in prayer. I'm not a perfect person. You're not a perfect person. No one's a perfect person. And even the most righteous of us are seen as dirty rags when it comes to the Lord. So do some work. I'm not saying you're going to be white clean or anyone's going to be white clean, but what you can do is you can start living for one another. You can start living for yourselves, and you can start trying to put away all the abuses that everyone can see out here. All that corruption that even police do, like just staging up crimes, dude. Like, oh, like for an example, the police have the right to go into my house without a warrant growing up. And then with it happening a few times that I and my mom caught, how many other times was that happening without our awareness? That's the real question. That's what any real person would be asking here. You did this illegally. You didn't have a fucking warrant to be there. You shouldn't have even had the key or the availability of getting in the house. What were you doing there illegally, sir? And then you think anyone's going to answer me? Because they're acting like fucking criminals, which are supposed to be the people we're supposed to rely on for these fucking crimes. Or let's dance. We'll be the dance winner. Take off your badge and we'll go to a samba party. I'm just kidding. I would not want to dance with them anyway. So, if they want to play with these hidden cagey intentions, it's just that we must truly focus on how to rise together and fight through these things together. If you're creating content, double it. Tell yourself double or nothing. And don't let it be nothing. If you're shy, like I was, I had to compartmentalize. I had to get over like nervousness of like the whole world being able to see my story. But I just didn't care. Why would I care? These people literally like try to take my life into the fucking grave. So anyway, I've been writing lyrics through a massive hole in my heart, trying to like legitimately write praises to the Lord, write worship music, write on love and devotion still, even if it's like every seventh line or whatever, to be positive through all the murky writing that I'm getting out because of all this crazy happening to me in my life. But my goal there is so that you guys can hopefully see that without all of this murky craziness in my life, that not only would I be a good drummer, a good friend, a good worker, a good supportive person in life, but that I would also be a how would you say that? Like, I would brighten up, like, in my life, my face, my character, my content, my just whatever I did, whatever I would do in life. You know, instead of just feeling so torn down in my, my ability to shine. So, I want people to see that for themselves. You know what I'm saying? I'm also really tired right now, so could give it that. As far as like, my eyes and my what I'm going through, it's really hard. It's harsh. I believe it's like the worst targeting that targets are out here explaining left and right about, and it's awful. All of it. Every last person that's going through targeting in any kind of level, it's freaking god awful. I feel for so many people because it's like, dude, there's so many people that are just ignoring all of us. They're like, they just don't believe anything like that could exist because they live in a fairy tale land, and you know who knows what they think, but they think that everything's just a fairy tale. As far as I'm concerned, they think that this world is like, oh, if something's happened to you, why don't you call the police? What do you do when you have like the police not being police? What do you do when you have a system that's working on the behalf of these synagogues of Satan, trying to take your life simply because you go, oh Jesus? You know what I'm saying? Like, they literally can't leave us be because they're possessed. They're riddled with demons. They got monitoring spirits, the Leviathans, the Jezebels, the whatever, demons, envy, jealousy. They want to create strife. They need. Okay, I'll just explain this. Demons and people that side with the evil stuff in the world, they literally need the light to attack. Once there's no more light, they think that they're not going to be attacking each other. They think that, like, there's 2, 3, 4, 12 evil people, right? That, like, they literally all have demons. Do you think that they're going to enjoy each other's company all of a sudden? No, they're not. They're riddled with demons. So they're just going to, it's legitimately spelt out in the Bible. These people will literally take each other's lives. Like, people can get married outside of contract with God. They can try and live a love life and, just all sorts of, they can try and do things without God. But in the end, they will literally rip each other apart. Like, literally. Bloodthirsty, vampirial, fucking, I don't know. Just, and who knows, maybe they feel that they die without all that kind of stuff. But if you don't have the Lord, and they haven't repented of their sins, then it's just good luck, dude. Good luck. Maybe you don't think you die at all. Maybe you think you're fine to live forever and be like, I don't know, above human kind or something. I don't know, dude. All I'm suggesting is that people repent of their sins, turn from their evil ways, do some light work and some heart work when it comes to all that's dark out here in the world and anything that's dark inside of your own life and your own world, so that you might be able to ask the Lord, please have mercy upon me. And that's my best advice. Repent of your sins, turn from this world, and turn those eyes towards Jesus Christ, towards the Lord. In Jesus Christ's holy and precious name. I'm out of here, and I really appreciate you guys for being here. I hope that I can earn your support. It means so much to me. So thanks you guys for being here, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day or a wonderful night. Bye.